Let me begin by congratulating the team at NASA and our brave astronauts on the successful launch of Artemis II. It was quite something.
3 days. That's the gap between Trump opening his Iran war speech by congratulating NASA on the Artemis II moon launch, the first crewed lunar mission since 1972, and his budget office releasing a proposal to cut NASA's overall budget by 23% and its science division by 47%. The moon launch was sentence one of his speech, and the science budget massacre 3 days later. He bragged about the moon on Tuesday and is talking about defunding the moon essentially on Friday. And 47%, that is a lot. When you ask the Planetary Society, the largest independent space advocacy organization in the world, they called it an extinction level event for science. An extinction level event. You know, like the one that was in the Tea Leone 1998 disaster flick Deep Impact? That phrase, extinction level event, comes from the asteroid that killed the dinosaurs. And they are saying that this cut is that comet for American science. This budget cut proposes canceling more than 40 missions, Earth observation programs that track hurricanes, wildfires, and sea level rise. It includes the Chandra X-ray Observatory, astrophysics probes, climate satellite programs and missions that save actual lives. And I know what you're going to ask. You're going to say, Josh, why the hell should I care if we fly to the moon? Because we have real issues right here on Earth. Well, I'm glad you asked me rhetorically because NASA is one of the greatest return on investment programs in the history of our federal budget. Historically, every dollar invested in NASA has generated about $7 in economic return, 7 to 1. And things that you love and use every day came from NASA. Memory foam? NASA. Scratch-resistant eyeglass lenses? NASA. Your CAT scan technology? NASA. The water filter in your fridge? Developed by NASA. Your cordless power tools came from NASA. Baby formula was fortified through NASA science. MRI machines came from a NASA spin-off technology. Through the military and NASA, you got GPS. Your air quality sensors that tell you if your city's air is safe to breathe came from NASA Earth Science. So when you cut NASA and their science by 47%, you're not cutting something abstract and distant. You're burning down the entire research pipeline that has been filling American medicine, American industry, and American infrastructure for over 60 years. You're cutting the source code of the modern world and calling it savings.
You know, I had a decision to make in my first term, and the decision is, what are we going to do at NASA? Are we going to have it be revived, or are we going to close it down? And I had very little hesitation, and it's really great to have somebody like Jared involved because he really makes it much easier for me. But it was not even a question in my own mind.
Congress already rejected an identical proposal almost last year and fully funded NASA's science budget. Just last year. More than 100 members of the House signed a bipartisan letter this year asking that the appropriators to increase NASA science funding, not cut it. And publications like The Hill, they're reporting that many Republicans on the relevant committees are likely to reject this budget again. Thankfully, it's a budget proposal, not a law, because Congress, for now, controls the purse. But the fact that the Trump administration proposes this twice tells you exactly what it values. Because Trump wants $1.5 trillion for our military and NASA science cut in half.
But we will be up in the moon, and that's going to happen soon. So America will be second to none in space and everything else that we're doing, and we will continue to lead the whole thing into the stars, this incredible journey into the stars.
Trump loves the moon until it costs something. And I'll tell you what doesn't cost anything. Hitting the notification icon, subscribing to our content, and leaving me a comment. All of that matters, and it helps us cut through the noise of the algorithm.